Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm here with Jason Wardrop. He's actually the number one affiliate last month, and I'm pretty sure for the last few months for High Level. So he was nice enough to come here and do some training, some free training for our group over at Agency Growth. Basically, I think the majority of what he's going to cover is how to utilize the SaaS with High Level and be able to sell a SaaS with your agency. So I'm not going to talk a lot. I don't really have much to chime in on this. Jason knows 100 times more than me, so I'm going to let him go and I'm just going to ask him some basic questions. But I think this is going to be a huge value add to you guys.
Sweet, man. Well, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to jump on here and share with you guys what's been working the last several months. And I've been pushing the high level stuff for the last couple of years, and it's been working well. And before that, I actually had my own real estate CRM. So kind of, I know both worlds, right? It's like I know how to get clients actually running the agency software side of things, and a lot of similarities. And I want to kind of just break down those for you guys today and share what's actually working like right now.
Damn, that's awesome. So you actually developed your own software as well, and then moved
Yeah,
to the
so
high.
we built our own software. We started back in 2015. We actually got over 15,000 paying realtors on that
Wow.
software. Exited that business in 2021. And then when I was kind of looking for like, all right, what am I going to do next? That's when I kind of stumbled upon High Level.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like I could probably put in the same systems I use to get clients for my real estate software and
Yeah.
get clients for High Level. And sure enough, it worked the same. I mean, because it's just getting, whether you're an affiliate or you got your own software, or you're white labeling a software,
Yeah.
it's all just getting clients, right? So same
Yeah, and,
process.
and this not only I think this is a huge value add to the clients, but it's actually a value add to me as well because our software attribute just came out of beta. We have a few hundred people, but if you exit with 15,000 users, obviously you know a lot of stuff that I don't know. And as you guys know in the group, I'm not really a marketer. I'm more a business owner, and Jason obviously is an expert at marketing. So I'm excited for it too, just for myself.
Cool, man. Well, what we'll do, because there's kind of two different strategies as far as like getting clients. What I'm going to
Sure.
cover with you guys today is more of like the organic version.
Hmm.
Reason why is because it's usually like if you're just getting your feet off the ground with your own agency or SaaS business, organic's always a good place to start because a lot of times people don't have big marketing budgets. But then the scale up to 15,000 paying clients, and I'm almost at 25,000 referrals for High Level now as well.
Wow.
You gotta get into paid, right? So like
Hmm.
really scaling things, you got into getting to paid. But let's start out with the organic stuff. And also why I want to cover the organic things is because honestly, mostly all of this year, I've done next to $0 on paid advertising because the
Wow.
organic's working so well, right?
That's crazy.
So let me just kind of map out my strategy. I'll share my screen with you guys so you guys can kind of see.
Yeah,
Oh,
let
can
me
you
share. Sure.
let
Yep.
me share the screen?
Got
Yeah.
you. There you go. Yep, you're good
Okay,
now.
cool. So I want to just show you guys exactly how we do this. And here's the deal. A lot of times people will look at my stuff. They don't know my backstory, which kind of cover that a little bit here. They'll be like, oh yeah, well, it works for you because you're in, make money online, biz op, getting high level affiliates, and it's easier, this and that. It's like it's completely not true. It's all
Hmm.
the same process. The only thing that changes is your marketing message and your copy and the angles and the hooks, right?
Hmm.
I had a video the other day and someone's like, well, yeah, like you're promising people to like go make money. And it's like, well, yeah, because that's the opportunity with High Level is to grow an agency and make money. But when I was working with
Yep.
real estate agents, it was not necessarily make money, but they wanted leads. That was their core thing. And
Sure.
so all the marketing was around making or generating leads, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to organic, what I found that works the best, and this is after so I've been promoting High Levels and affiliate for 2 years now.
Hmm.
And it's evolved, right? And like the great thing about marketing is like a giant science experiment. So you're always testing things. Like this headline, even like I've been running for like last month or two. Sometimes I'll do different angles, different headlines, different things just based on like just testing things out, keeping it fresh. But when it comes to organic, what has been working really well has been short form content. And I mean, that's probably not any brand new discovery for people that have been in the digital marketing world for the last little bit. But you look at TikTok videos, you look at YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and I'll show you guys here a few examples in just a second. That is what's getting all the exposure. And
Hmm.
even where this is a few months ago, I thought that Facebook organic was totally dead. And then I
Yeah.
had a buddy of mine say, actually Facebook, if you have a page, and you post reels, like you can get tons of organic exposure because that's what platforms are pushing right now. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a believer on that. But then I went through and let me jump in. This is a page. So 6,000 followers right here.
Wow.
About 3, maybe 4 months. I would say with like 100 days. This is a brand new page starting completely from scratch. Haven't spent a dime on paid advertising, anything. And if you come into the reels, which might take a second to load, there's reels with, some of them, hundreds of views, 1,000, but then there's some that pop off and they get, thousands, tens of thousands. I have several over 100,000.
Wow.
And so basically kind of like break this down in simplicity here. Whether you're doing organic or paid, there's kind of 3 steps to this whole process. It's one, you need to get awareness of whatever your business does, your offer does. And then once you have awareness, you're driving people to a simple opt-in, right?
Yep.
Could be for a number of different things, but the goal here is you want to build your email list. And I know, some of this sounds basic. And then if you guys have been in the marketing world for some time now, you're like, okay, Jason, but it really is it is basic. It is simple. And the more I dive into this game, I've been in it for probably, I think over 10 years now. What works best is when I simplify things and remove things. Like people will go through and sometimes post, like, for example, in the high level group, these crazy like workflow automations and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. To me, that's just kind of like, it's overkill. Simplicity is more what works. And it's more because they don't want to take the time to actually do the things that they need to of like getting clients. And so they spend all their time building all these workflows and automations, right?
Crazy stuff. Yeah.
So basically you want to get awareness, generate leads, and then make an offer, right? So when someone opts in here, I have this page. So basically it's like, hey, how to make 5 to 10K per month using AI, get a free course. And so then this video, it's showing them like the business model of how we're going to help them in their business, like how they can use high level to grow their agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're running an agency, like if I was working with real estate agents, I would make this video all about, like, for example, let's say how to generate 2 to 5 real estate leads per day for your real estate business, right?
Yep.
And so then in this video, I'd have like maybe a 10-minute video showing step by step. Here is how we go through and generate a consistent 2 to 5 real estate leads per day. And you simplify the process. You're showing the software, you're showing the automation, how you've simplified it. And then you're inviting them to start an account, whether it's a free trial, whether it's a no trial. This one just so happens to have a free trial. I have other pages that are no trial to just jump in. But that's kind of the core concepts with organic. So what I have here is I'll make these long. So I kind of have a format for my short form videos, right? And so these are scripts I made for people that are starting an agency, right? And I made them around kind of the core features that high level offers, right? So you got reviews, chat widget, missed call text bag, unified inbox, AI. And so we've got all of these little hooks, right? So if we look at a short form content, it's like 60 seconds long. And obviously like the content I'm making is a little bit different. It's not going to be around reviews, chat widget, all that stuff, but this is just kind of show the examples. So when you're going through and watching a short form piece of content, right? Usually like with a YouTube ad, you got 5 seconds before someone gets that option to skip.
Yep.
With these videos, you got maybe 3 seconds because someone's just flipping through. So you got to grab their attention quick, right? And so my format is you have like a hook, which is what this all this stuff is. And I've got another doc I don't have pulled up right now, but it's like the core content. So usually that's going to be about a 30 to 45 second piece of content that is, okay, if it's around reviews, then it's like step by step showing how simple it is to automate and get more 5-star reviews for your business, right?
Now, one quick question, Jason,
Yeah,
just for the people listening. So just so I understand, you're taking these hooks, right? And then you're cutting the hook and then you're putting the main piece of content, correct?
Correct.
So you have one main 30 seconds and you're just attaching hooks on top.
So what I do to create like unlimited amounts of content is, so right here on these reviews,
Yep.
we've got 54, well, minus the one, we've got 53 hooks, right?
Yep.
And then on the doc, that is the core piece of content, I have, I think, 4 or 5 variations of like showing reviews and how to get more reviews. So now you have 53, okay, 53 hooks times by 4 to 5 different core pieces of content. I mean, that's like 250 or whatever the number is, pieces of content, because you're just mixing and matching. And some of these hooks are gonna call out to different people, and then they see the back end. And then I have an outro section, which is normally like 3 to 5 seconds with some call to action. Like for Facebook and Instagram, I say comment below, or drop a yes below, and I'll share with you the free course, the free case study or free guide, whatever it is. And then you get people commenting, and then there's tools like ManyChat, and apparently High Level does this now as of like a week or so ago, that you can have AI basically auto reply to the comment and auto send a DM with a link to your landing page to that person, right?
Yeah, 100%. No, I was just clarifying for the listener, that when you do this, you're basically splicing video. So you record the hooks, and then you have a main piece of content, like you said, for each individual. You have 4 different variations, and then you have an outro, and you basically sandwich these together.
Exactly. And here's the deal. I kind of came up with this thought process. I think it was back in January, February of this year when I started seeing things take off. And it was probably after like 2-3 months, I started kind of getting a couple comments, mainly on YouTube, because my YouTube following is a little bigger, of like, oh, like such unique and original content, like, just kind of give me crap that I was like kind of filtering through the videos like that. And at first, like, I was like, oh man, yeah, I should probably like stop doing this, like just make new content, whatever. And then I did what every smart marketer should do, and I went back and I looked at the data and the analytics. And the data and the analytics showed tremendous growth, like significant growth, once I started posting one of these short form pieces of content every day on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. And so I was like, you know what? People can give me all the crap they want, but if it works,
it's all in the numbers.
It works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And so now, like, if you have like the 50 plus hooks, 4 or 5 core pieces of content, and then you slap on some, you have a few different outro options, and then you've got like reviews, chat widget, missed call text, like you have a few of these different core features that you're basing these videos around. Now you got 250, 500, 750, like over 1,000 pieces of content, which what I found works best, and I've tested a whole lot of stuff, is just posting 1 piece of content per day per platform. Right. And so like I've tried to like, oh man, well, if I post 2 pieces of content or 3 pieces, like, the whole Grant Cardone 10X will be better. And that second or third piece of content, it's always a dud. And it's not until like the next day that things will actually start to kick in again.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So, and for those of you guys who might be like, well, Jason, that takes a lot of time to go through and create. Well, the setup initially, it can take some time to film all these hooks. Well, like even these 50 hooks right here, you could knock these out in maybe 20 minutes and then just like splice it, edit it really quickly. And then I've got a folder on my desktop with hooks, core content, outros. And then I just like mix and match them, or I have my VA mix and match. And then there's a ton of softwares I won't even, mention, but there's tons of softwares that can auto schedule. I found YouTube, it's best not to schedule on a third-party app. It's best to do it. Well, they're all technically, I feel like, with the exception of Facebook, YouTube and Instagram, and even TikTok, works better if you schedule them in app. But Facebook Reels, I use an app called Radar that's it's worked great. And I have 10 plus Facebook pages, multiple Instagram accounts, all that stuff, just so that to get maximum reach. Which YouTube and TikTok, they kind of frown upon duplicate content, but have had no issues with Facebook and Instagram. And so, like, for example, this is a Instagram account that one of my VAs made. And, she made it probably 60 days ago, 2,600 followers, videos with 11,000 views. Not everyone pops off, but like 119,000 views, 1,800 comments, right? It's like this is all 100% organic, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I know I beat the short form content to death, but does that kind of make sense before we dive into some of this other stuff in the back end?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
Cool.
I thought that was very thorough.
Yeah. So anyway, then we're just kind of sending everyone to the same opt-in, right? Like I
Yeah.
just like to keep it simple. So same opt-in, and then VSL with going through and sign up for a free trial, 14-day, 30-day, whatever you want to do, just some type of offer. And then consistently doing this every single day, you're going to build up a pretty good sized email list, right? And so what I do is I initially, when they first opt in, I have 7 days worth of content or emails pushing them back to this page,
Yeah.
basically saying, hey, go sign up. You didn't sign up, just trying to get more signups there. But then they go through that 7-day sequence and they're not signing up. Well, then I'll, midweek, I'll usually send out a piece of content. So like if I shoot a YouTube video or if I have like a case study, the testimonial,
Yeah.
I'll send those out just to kind of like build that rapport, right? And then in the PS have like basically link back to this page, like, hey, go get, there we go, auto, the timer went out. And then every weekend, it's like Friday to Monday, what I'm doing is I'm doing a weekend deadline promo. And so here's this page. I'll have to update the timer here, but what it's going to do. So up here, I've got this countdown timer. And so it's like the deadlines, because people really only take action when there's the urgency, the scarcity. Oh man, they're going to fear of loss, fear of missing out. And so I come over here. This is for this next week, right? And then on a Friday, I'll open this thing up and I'll say, hey, like just a reminder. Oh, some issue there, probably with the mobile app. Oh, down here. But anyway, so I'll send out a Friday email. I'll send out a Saturday email. Sunday, I'll send like 3 or 4 emails saying like, hey, look, this is closing down. Like, this is your last chance. And then Monday, I'll send like one final, like it closes down Monday at noon. And so I'll usually get quite a good amount of signups on Sunday and Monday. Like Friday, Saturday, not so much. It's more just like hey, just reminder, this is available, and I'll throw in different bonuses and stuff like that each weekend. But then Saturday or Sunday and Monday is when you see a good surge in signups there.
And is that to your whole email list, or is that the people that have signed up in the last week?
So that is my whole email list, excluding people who have already signed up for the software, because I don't want to be like hitting them and pestering.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, 100%. And then, like you said, and just for the viewers, is that you just have, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 bonuses that you're mixing and matching. So every time it's a new quote unquote offer of, hey, sign up and you get these bonuses. So these people don't get that fatigue of like, this dude just emails me with the same thing every week.
Exactly.
Tell me Monday. Yep.
So like I'm selling. I mean, obviously I'm an affiliate for high level. So I'm pushing high level. That's the core thing, but I mix and match the bonuses, but then also the angle and the hook I'm bringing people in on. So this one's consistent with the how to make 5 to 10K per month using AI. I have one that's like how to start your own side hustle selling no code software. How to make 5 to 10K per month with your own AI agency, like more of the agency angle. So I've got a few of these different ones, just like you're saying. So it's not like fatigue of literally the same offer every single weekend and getting annoying, right?
But at the same time, it's the same overall product, right?
Exactly. I'm not going through and creating new products every single week, because that would just be a nightmare.
No, 100%. Yeah, I'm just trying to have the viewer understand that you guys, and obviously Jason, you're a master at this, but as a marketer, you can take the same product and put a different angle to the offer so that it looks to the viewer or the person digesting your content, that this is a different offer. So you're
Yep.
basically offering the same thing. You have the same infrastructure, but by taking it and putting it through a different angle, now it looks like every week he's basically repurposing a totally new thing with the bonuses and the headlines. Is that it's a completely new offering, but it's the same offering.
Yep. Yeah. And sometimes like I will throw in things that I didn't throw in the week prior or take
Mm-hmm.
things out. So like it's kind of, it does keep it fresh. But I mean, I've been doing this so long. I've got so many courses and templates and
Yeah.
all that crap that like I just kind of pulling stuff from my library. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes complete sense.
Yeah. So well, I would say one thing, and I'm, honestly, I've kind of broke down everything unless you guys have more questions, but the one place where I would say people might get hung up on this whole process is, first of all, just the consistency. Is sometimes people will post, like, let's say, Facebook or whatever, and they'll see only like a couple views or whatever, and they'll be like, they just stop, right? I always like to, it's so common in the make money in business, in fitness, to be like, so it's the clickbait 30 days, get ripped in 30 days, be a
Mm-hmm.
billionaire in 30 days, right? Where I think the best advice is really to lengthen the time horizon of your mindset of what it takes, right? It's like if you want it to happen in 30 to 60 days, well, yeah, everyone wants to be ripped and rich in 30 to 60 days, right? But if you
Yeah.
give yourself and commit to like 6 to 12 months, and that was when I started YouTube. I started January of 2018, and I was like, I'm just going to give it a whole year. I was like, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but I'm going to give it a whole year. And even after the year, I was only at like 5,000 subs. I wasn't anything crazy. But I saw progress. I saw that it was helping my business. So that'd be one thing. I think just consistently posting. And then if you are getting some videos that like aren't, or like you're posting daily and you're being consistent with it and you're not really getting any views, just go and like throw $10 behind it, right? Just prime it
Mm-hmm.
a little bit to get in the good graces with Facebook or Instagram, some of these different platforms. TikTok, is another good one. I I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok. It's what kind of sold me on the short form content idea, because I posted it's like my fifth video. I posted it within 48 hours, had like over 500,000 views, which I at the time
Wow.
I'd been doing YouTube for over 5 years, and I only had one video in 5 years that even had over
That's
half a
crazy.
million views. So I was like, holy cow, like I've never even seen anything happen like this.
Yeah.
Um, but then it's like the compliance is so hard on TikTok, even if you're like not doing make money online type stuff. It's just that you get so many videos flagged. And once
Mm-hmm.
your account gets flagged, it kind of does like the shadow ban. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't focus a ton of time and attention there, but Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is been solid.
Is the way to go for you.
Yeah.
Now I know that to open up the whole, like you said in the beginning, advertising is going to be a whole can of worms. That's probably for another time. But in saying that, are you mostly pushing boost to your initial reels because all of them have the call to action, or you're doing totally separate, VSLs or ads? Are you running it just to that same funnel, but just boosting up your content that you already have?
Yeah. So this format, what I like to do is I'll let 10, if I was starting completely from scratch, I
Sure.
would let 10 to 15 days go by, which means you've got 10 to 15 different pieces of content.
Hmm.
Then you take a look back, and let's just give it 15 days, right? You
Sure.
take a look back at the 15 days, and
Hmm.
more than likely, you're going to have at least one video that did a little bit better than the rest of the videos, right?
Yeah.
For one reason or another. And so you take that video that performed the best because it already is showing in the algorithms that people are engaging with it a little bit better, and you boost that one, and you just
Yeah.
put 10 $20 behind it. But yeah, you don't need to run any separate ad or anything like that. It's all going to the same funnel. And the thing is about that is like it's more to prime the pump, and it's not like, yeah, I mean, are you going to have like an immediate ROI on that 10 $20? No, you're not.
Hmm.
um and that's why I use a totally different format and funnel when I'm doing paid ads, because if you're putting money to paid ads and you're selling a $200-$500 per month software subscription,
Yeah.
like it only makes sense with the accounting for the full lifetime value of the customer, right?
Yeah.
So if
Mm-hmm.
they're signed up on a free trial or $200 a month, no trial or whatever, but it costs you, let's say $500-$1,000 to acquire that customer, you're in the hole until month 3, 4, 5. So the strategy is a little bit different
Yeah.
when you're going full on with paid ads.
Now, when you do paid ads, and this is just a question from me to you, are you looking to do something similar to like the Russell Brunson, where you're trying to have them purchase something up front so that you're basically recycling that money because the lifetime value with software obviously is more towards the back end, or are you just, betting on that lifetime value as you built up customer base?
Yeah. So what I found is, and honestly, like I know Russell says this a lot, but we started our company in 2015. Russell started his in 2014. So I was
Hmm.
watching a lot of what he's doing. And I was modeling a lot of things that were working for him. And I'm not saying I'm anywhere near in the league of Russell, right? But we've discovered a lot of similar things where it's like when we first started our software, it was very basic, very simple. And we were just charging $39 a month. And I was just thinking, I was naive, guys. I was young, naive, and I was just thought like, yeah, $39 a month. And then it hit me. I'm like, man, like, because I was initially thinking it was like, yeah, you just get 1,000 users, you're at $39,000 per month. And then the reality of like how hard it is to get 1,000 paying users set in.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, okay, you need 1,000 paid users, and like, my developers were 12, 15 grand a month each.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
mean, we were spending, by the time we like started really growing, it was like 40, 50 grand a month in just developer costs, not
And
even
burn
counting
rate.
my
Yeah.
salary, right?
Exactly. Hmm.
So you need a strat. And so like, if you're counting that plus ad costs, plus like account reps, all that, I mean, you're in the hole quick. So
Yeah.
what you have to do is, especially when you have a lower ticket item, first, don't sell for $39 a month. That's just too low, especially with high level, because you have so many more features, right? But you need to pre-sell months upfront and
Okay.
package it in a way that it's a sexy offer, right? So
Hmm.
we started kind of, and I remember Russell talks about this too. We started selling annual plans, and we
Yeah.
were selling at the time. We weren't running ads. I was just doing like presentations live in front of a lot of people, or
Sure.
like on Zoom, or I don't even know if Zoom was even around. It was GoToWebinar, I think, back at the time. But we were selling annual plans for $300 a year. So like even at that, like it was still too low of a
Yeah.
price. And then after some time, we transitioned out of the market we were marketing to into the real estate market, and
Hmm.
went from giving a year upfront to then cut down to 6 months. And then I ended up cutting it down to 3 months.
Hmm.
And so the strategy there, we'll just hit real quick, was I would run paid ads. I
Yeah.
do a live webinar, and I did
Mhm.
it live every single week for 3.5 years straight.
Wow.
Um, and then we were selling a $997 or three
Hmm.
payments of $367, which got 3 months access to the software, training, templates, coaching, like all that stuff. And then one thing that I didn't add till years later, but I should have done way earlier, was after they buy the $997 product,
Yeah.
I had a $24.97 upsell of a done for you setup. We'll set everything up for you.
Yeah.
And I kind of just threw it in there because I had a buddy who was like, dude, you don't have any upsells? I was like, no. And he's like, well, do like a done for you setup. And I'm like, well, that's like, done for you setups are like a decent amount of work. And like,
Yeah.
I like the software game because you can scale without having to like do like the hands-on service, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, but if someone pays like $2,500, like that could be worth it, right?
Hmm.
And so it was just kind of on a whim. And we were seeing 8 to 9% conversion rates on that, which actually was pretty amazing. So what
Yeah.
we did is we had the 997 program, and then we had a 297 order form bump just to like kind of
Hmm.
boost cart value, right? So we saw a 36% take rate on that, and then an
Wow.
8 to 9%. So 8 to 9 of every 100 people that bought the $1,000 program would take the 2497.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was, with those upsells, we didn't even have to have a phone sales team. But if they bought the 997, 297, and 2497, you're pulling in almost $4,000 in revenue.
Yeah.
Obviously, not every person, but a potential $4,000 without any sales team, which
Yeah.
is
which
Amazing.
is
Like the
awesome.
scale on that, that's where you can go and get to 15,000 paying clients, right? And really scale that up.
Yeah.
And when we would do that, almost, I wouldn't say every month, but almost every month, well over 90% of the months, are upsells. So the 297 and the 2497 upsells, the
Yeah.
revenue we generate from those would cover 100% of the ad spend that we
So you could
would, so
recycle
we
it.
could
Yeah.
repurpose that back in. And then all $1,000 sales were all just pure profit, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we're building a massive email list that now, instead of pushing the 997 program, we can have other, more pages like the ones I showed you guys earlier, that we can just get people signed up on either a trial or a no trial, just like right into the software. But
Yeah.
we have like this unlimited flow of leads coming in, that
Hmm.
we're able to just, pump up and just scale more people into the software.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming that after that 3 months, they just went on a month-to-month reoccurring where you're just
Yep.
adding that LTV.
Yep. And that was the thing, is we broke up that initial 997 to three
Hmm.
payments of 367, which we had 66% of people take that monthly payment plan.
Yeah.
The great thing is we were given 3 months free, and it was
Hmm.
3 monthly payments. So it was basically like getting them right into like a monthly subscription right from the get-go, right? It would go
Yeah.
from 367 down. We were charging $200 a month. So after
Yeah.
the first 3 months, it would down to 200. But, with that would just, boosting up that monthly recurring revenue for us, which was great.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I know that Russell kind of started with that. It seems like that's what you did with the course and the upsells. And I know that was a big thing for Alex Becker with Hyros, is he had that Iron
Oh yeah.
program at first, and then he enrolled everyone from Iron, which was like a $2,000 course to pay for, and then he'd have them prepay a year up front so that he
Yep.
could actually reoccur that advertising spend. Last question, because I know you're a busy guy and I appreciate all the value I know everyone in the group is going to. Would you suggest, as of today, I know at least from what I've heard, webinars are not as popular as they used to be. Do you think that you could have the same type of impact or the same type of conversion rate on what you were doing before with the real estate if you just did a VSL? Because obviously that's what you're doing right now with the high level stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the same conversion rate you're saying?
Yeah, because before you were doing right, you were pushing everyone to a webinar. Now you have basically everyone go to that basic landing pages, and I love your landing pages too, because like I said, I'm not a marketing guy, but it just reminds me of that whole Sam Ovens. Like Sam Ovens was
Yep.
the first person. Everyone was doing crazy landing pages and adding a million things, everything else. They were like 10 scrolls long, and then Sam came with like you want this thing? Click here, and that's what it seems like yours are, just like very direct. But it seems like you've moved now just straight to the VSL, right? You're not doing the live
Yeah, well
webinars yet.
that's for organic though.
Okay.
So yeah, so I just literally just this week finished a new webinar, new
Hmm.
angle that I'm going to be ramping up with paid ads for this new year.
Okay.
And that's it's like it just kind of depends on where the traffic's coming from. If it's
Hmm.
organic and I'm not paying any money for ads, I can send them to that VSL, and I don't have to worry about like recouping anything. It's more of like the long-term build, right? Of like getting people
Sure.
signed up on the software. But when I'm spending money on paid ads, I never send people to that VSL. I always go to more of a webinar. And that's the thing,
Sure.
is some people do VSL to book calls, and they sell a higher ticket thing.
Hmm.
I'm not a phone sales guy. Never want to
Hmm.
be. I've brought on sales reps, phone sales reps in the past.
Yeah. Tough to
Done all that
manage.
stuff. I like the low maintenance. Like literally, I mean, I know very few people with better profit margins than I do. Like it's just me, and I have two VAs, right?
Yeah.
And it's because of this model. Whereas like, and yeah, I probably could make more if I had the VSL, higher ticket, higher sales team, coaches, all that stuff. But like to me, I'm like, it just adds complexity. And you look at a lot of these guys that scaled, even like, you mentioned Sam Ovens. He even talks about it too. Like back in his heyday, they were
Hmm.
doing $30+ million a year, but their
The
profit
profit.
actually wasn't
Yeah.
that great. And
Yeah.
they got to a point where they were like even losing money, even with the upsells.
Hmm.
And he had all this complexity of this massive team. And a lot of these guys, they talk about like, oh man, I just want to like work back. So, and that's kind of where I got like after I had my real estate CRM. I was like, you know what? I've had the team, I've done all that stuff. Just kind of want to like just chill, coast,
Yeah.
take it easy, and just build more of a lifestyle type business. And that's the beauty about webinars if you're doing paid ads, and then this organic VSL route. If
Yeah,
not,
that's awesome, man. And just one question about the webinar. So now, are you still doing live, or you're basically just pushing people, and then are you having them opt directly into, you wait 10 minutes and here's the next webinar and they're going in, or they're having to wait till Sunday at 5 and you're doing it live? How are you setting up the webinar?
yeah, great question. So if someone was starting out,
Yeah.
I'd highly recommend doing the live webinars. You learn so much by doing live webinars, not only your presentation skills, but getting to know your avatar, all that stuff. Now I do all my webinars are automated. I'm working on a new one. The last one I did, it was just like, I'll say it was lucky, but it was like my very first version. Crushed, and I never had I did record and do some switches just to kind of test stuff, but nothing beat the version 1. And the only reason why it did that is because I did do the lives
So
for
many years.
3.5 years, right? So I had the experience of like how to present good, how to because I was terrible. I was so bad in the beginning, right? And so that's where everyone wants to jump to the automated webinar. They look at business like mine. It's like, oh man, just sit back and just have the auto webinar kick out sales. Well, it's like, well, yeah, there's just a lot of layers to the onion to build that foundation to get to that point, right?
Yeah, it's the experience, right? It's like you did 3 years, like Hermosi always says with sales. Like he did 5 years of every single day. So now that he can sell the way he does, right? Versus someone comes in, they're like, hey, my first jump, I'm going to do it. And then they start spending a bunch of money on ads and nothing converts. They're like, what the hell? This doesn't work.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
exactly.
completely get that.
Exactly.
Do you have a software that you suggest for doing the live webinars? Can High Level do that, or is that something that you have to use?
So for the live
software?
webinars, back in the day, I would use GoToWebinar was the best software. However, nowadays, I think most people use Zoom just because it's commonly known, all that stuff. I mean, GoToWebinar still would work great. I tested a lot, some that weren't as reliable and would break. I mean, was probably been 2-3 years since I've done a consistent live webinars every single week. But then, the auto webinars, I just use the Ever Webinar Jam, kind of like the standard webinar software.
Ones. Is there a best day that you find to basically push the webinar, or you just pick a day and people show up?
Yeah, you got to just kind of know your market, right? So I was selling to real estate agents. And so originally I had heard Thursdays. Just I don't know, but then I was like, it didn't really work with my schedule after a year or two, and so I moved it to Wednesdays. It worked great. Whereas if I was doing Saturdays or Sundays to realtors, it would have performed terribly because
they're showing.
That's when the most of them are doing open houses or work with clients, right? And so it was the midweek, and I would do it 12 Eastern time, Wednesday or Thursday. Eventually got to Wednesday. Was kind of the time that I found worked well.
Damn. Yeah, no, well, this was awesome, man. I mean, unless there's anything else you have to add, I mean, just even for myself, this was a ton of knowledge and value, and I've been in the game for a while. So, where can people find you next? I know I'm going to put some links. I know that you have some free training. You give a ton of stuff and a ton of value for free. So, I just want anyone in the group to be able to go to a link. I think we were talking about you had some other free training that you were offering.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, I mean, YouTube is kind of the main spot where most people know me from and find me. So if you guys want to just type my name into YouTube, we just passed 200,000 subscribers. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome.
And then on there, I'll hook you up. That landing page I showed you guys earlier. I mean, that's kind of the main one where I send everyone. Gets a free course, shows them what we're doing with High Level. So if you guys aren't on High Level, if you guys jump in with my affiliate link, got tons of bonuses and additional courses, templates, all that cool stuff.
That's awesome.
Coaching, all that. So anyway, that's kind of where you should go.
Yeah. So I'll make sure anyone who's watching this, if you just look below, there's going to be, I'll connect to just the link to Jason's YouTube, and then I'll also connect directly to that funnel. So they can just opt in and basically watch some of your content. And from what I understand, the people who have the best pre-built is you and Rob. So if you guys are going to sign up for High Level, you should go through Jason or Rob Bailey. But if you like the stuff that Jason's doing, and I know Rob is more just a data reactivation type of guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man.